I am basically responding this time to the response I got from the gentleman that wrote me that really long email. I did this video, a very long, like hour and 10-minute video on 40-year-old virgin, a black pill tour. You must watch this. So if you want some reference, go ahead and check out that video. It'll be in the cards, and there'll be a link in the description as well. But I wanted to continue this discussion, even though it might seem like beating a dead horse at this point, because I wanted to really dig deep into this psychology, because I think it affects a lot of you. And after reading this guy's email here, what I think is that a lot of guys that profess to be incel, black pill, MGTOW, any of these things, are actually what he describes here as FA, is forever alone, which I'd heard briefly before, but essentially you're false. Like you profess these things, and again, I know some of you are just going to be super enraged to hear that, but if you look deep and you dig deep, a lot of the reasons why you're not having success and why you're not embracing some of the things that I'm saying here, as far as that will give you success with women, and more importantly in being a man, like being a true man who is not afraid to face challenges and fight for what he wants in life. But a lot of the reason why that is happening is because deep down, what you really want is what this guy wants here, which is that sense of companionship and that sense of a lifelong partner, and you feel robbed by society, feeling like you can't have that today because of how society has been engineered against you. In the last video, to give you a recap, I went through his letter and showed him why what he was doing was wrong. Why it wasn't ugly. It was just that he wasn't having success because he's too much of a nice guy. And even though he had tried and tried, he was trying with the wrong approach. And see, if you practice something with the wrong approach, if you don't know how to swing a baseball bat and you swing it wrong over and over again, you're not going to improve at baseball. Okay, you have to be actually practicing the right thing. Let's talk about this. Let's dig in here. He says, "Hi, John. Thanks so much for your reply. I really do appreciate it. I definitely wasn't expecting that much of a response, or the fact that you went and made a video about my email." Well, we'll see what happens when you watch the video, but no, I it's cool. All right, just a couple things I'd like to respond to. All right. You mentioned that there was a pickup guy named John Anthony who's a lifestyle coach, and he has slept with thousands of women. He claims, and I believe him because of his videos and his let me say the way that he explains how he did it, that he slept with over 1,000 women. Okay, I believe him. So then anyway, he says that last part, thousands of women, again, I say 1,000, is why so many people like myself have a problem with pickup artists and guys who coach beta males. Okay, and I know where this is going at this point, but let's go ahead and read on. Okay. I think a lot of people like yourself are pretty familiar with the incel movement and obviously MGTOW and red pill. I don't really identify with any of those, but instead found a smaller and more level-headed group called Forever Alone. A lot of people like to confuse FAs with incels, which they're not. Now, let me just say something here. Let me just stop for a moment and say here to all of you guys that are identifying with one of these groups, okay? If you're identifying with black pill, with red pill, with MGTOW, with FA, incel, whatever this is, it's a bad idea. Okay, and let me tell you why it's a bad idea. Because when you identify with those types of groups, okay, and I'm not saying that you can't have any kind of group identity, but a lot of the group identity politics that happen in those groups are echo chambers and they're dangerous rhetoric. What I mean by this, and I can tell you, is because if you look at the comments on my previous videos and you look at the people coming from these groups, they say the same things. Okay, they repeat the same things, right? There is a whole black pill and incel type of, or even MGTOW, what are anti-pickup artists, right? They just classify, label people, and say this is bad, or say this is, they have a response for this, okay? There's a terminology to call women. There's a terminology to call guys that don't agree with them, to say that they're cucks, to say all these things, soy boys and stuff like this. And some of that stuff is funny, I get it. But it's destructive. Because when you associate with these things, okay, the problem is you stop becoming a free thinker and you stop thinking for yourself. And there's a serious danger, okay, in giving up your own mental faculties and your own life philosophy in order to join someone else's wholeheartedly. Now, it might seem ironic since I am essentially creating a community here on this side, right? Bulldog Mindset. And I've just asked you, if you're just watching this video for the first time, to join the community, to become a Bulldog. Except that what I want you to do is to use your brain in here. Okay, I don't want you to take what I'm saying as gospel. Yes, there's some terminology, some phrases that we use and whatnot, but all of it is for the positivity, is for positive uplifting and developing yourself as a human being. Okay, a lot of these groups, a lot of the focus of these groups is on negativity, is on pushing an agenda forward and a political ideology that when you disbelieve it, you are a heretic. This is dangerous. These are very cult-like things that are happening here, right? This is really what a cult is when people are brainlessly following and repeating some rhetoric that they have not, it sounded good to them, but they haven't thought these things out for themselves. So I'll just say that, okay? I just want to leave that there. Don't self-identify with any of these groups, okay? It's not a good thing. A lot of people, and I'll say one last thing about this, which is that when you do this, you automatically adopt all their beliefs, okay? And you become just like every single one of them. And so it is very clear. It's very, sure, you can identify this for yourself. If you do not believe me, go and look at like MGTOW forums and MGTOW videos, and go look at incel places and look at their language and look at their terminology and look at their vocabulary and look at their thought processes, and you will see very little differentiation. Okay, it is pretty much the same. Okay, so all right, let's move on here. A lot of people like to confuse FAs with incels, which they're not. Okay, incels believe that they deserve sex and relationships and are bitter and angry and misogynistic towards women. Okay, and I have seen that. Okay, I will agree that is one of the tenets. FAs are just very lonely people who, although believe sex would be great, having companionship and love are their top priority when it comes to finding a partner. Okay, so here's the thing about this. I think most people would identify with this. Okay, I think that most MGTOW, I think most people that identify as incels and even PUAs would actually agree with this. This is the human condition. As a human being on this planet, we want to find companionship and love. It's true. Okay, sex is great, and sex is a biological imperative, but the deeper need in Maslow's hierarchy is of love and companionship. Okay, I think a lot of people are denying this. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that you have to understand is that, see, everyone is facing the same thing. All the men out here, okay, they all want this at some level. It is just what we are willing to trade for it, and whether or not we are willing to trade our souls for it, and our own dignity and our own sense of freedom, okay, and the method in order to get it. See, the thing is like this, okay? When you're seeking this, companionship and love, there's some reasons why not to seek it, okay? And one of the biggest reasons why not to seek it is for validation. Okay, external validation. And what you need to understand about this is that when you're seeking companionship and love to fill a hole in yourself, to make yourself feel worthy and valid and not alone, that is the wrong reason to do it. Okay, because it will never fill that hole. It will never make you feel whole. It will never make you feel validated, and you'll always be chasing it. And because you're chasing it, you will always lose it. If you want to have companionship and love, the road to that is actually this road. That seems weird. Why would I say sex is the road to companionship and love? It's all about options. It's all about optionality, and it's all about the lack of neediness. And here's why. Okay, I want you to understand at a very fundamental relationship, human level, why I highlighted this word that doesn't seem correct to you. The reason why is this is because when you have optionality, okay, when you're not coming from a scarcity place, a scarcity mindset, when you have abundance, when you can get what you want out of life, then the needs, the requirements that you place on another person are none. They're not burdensome. You don't expect them to create your happiness. You don't expect them to cure your loneliness. You don't expect them to behave and act in a certain way. You don't need their love. You have that already within yourself. When that's the case, you're actually free to love them truly for who they are and accept them, because you're not putting expectations on them. And at the same time, you're not allowing them to put expectations on you. You're able to be free, and they're able to actually love you, but without obligation, without feeling like you are so dependent on them. So you can really experience real companionship and love, as fleeting as it may be, and understanding and accepting the temporality of it, right? The impermanence of it, the now of it. What do I mean by this? I mean that you're not holding on to it tightly. You're holding on to it loosely. You're willing to let it go. And when you have that companionship and that love in that time, you appreciate it because it's true. Because it's not coming from a place of needing someone else. It's not coming from a place of filling a hole. It's not coming from a place of getting validation. It's not coming from a place of curing loneliness. Because you have learned on your own to be stoic, to be self-efficating, okay? That means that you build yourself up, to be a person who has inner strength, who loves themselves, who believes in themselves, who is complete without anyone else. Where other people that come into their lives, when love comes into their lives, when companionship comes into their lives, it's an addition. So again, it takes me back to, why did I highlight this word? What does this have to do with that? Because when you can get that, when you can get sex, okay, when you can create that attraction, you're there, because you know that you can get the other thing, right? And for you guys, let me just be very, very blunt with you, okay? If you understand what I'm saying so far, if you can get women to have sex with you, you can get companionship and love from women. If you can get women to have sex with you, you don't require or need it. It's nice. It's nice to have. And you can get it anytime that you need it, or not need it, let's say want it. But it's not a requirement. When it is your focus and your sole focus, you're not going to get this. You're not getting sex. And you're also not getting this because you're desperate. You're needy. You're bending over backwards. You're being the nice guy. You're being a pleaser. You're trying to get something from someone. Yes, you think that the bad guys are trying to get this, and so they're assholes. But you're trying to get something much more important. Okay? And that's much more needy. The guy that's trying to get sex is pretty straightforward. Makes sense. It happens at a surface level. It's a physical level. When you're trying to get this, you don't even know the person really. It's fraudulent. It's needy. You're just giving this out like candy. Like I said in the last video, companionship and love. You're not discriminating. You're not evaluating. I mean, maybe you are to some degree, but not to a hard level. That person hasn't earned that. You haven't developed that. You're coming from a place of trying to fill yourself, trying to make yourself feel better. That's why you're identifying with this forever alone. Because you're sad, because you're hurt, because you're lonely. Because all you want is just a little bit of companionship and love. And because of that, you're placing a heavy burden on the other person. So that's why, if you can do this, you will alleviate what this will do. Okay? It doesn't mean you have to have sex with 1,000 women. But if you have the possibility, it will eliminate that neediness and that feeling of needing that external validation. And you'll be able to operate on your own. So then you are a complete person. And whoever gives you this, they do it freely. It's an addition to your life. It's not a necessary thing. It is not, your happiness is not dependent on that other person. They can always feel that burden. Okay, so let's move on from here. Okay, so he says that these are top priority when it comes to finding a partner. Okay, incels become enraged and violent. FAs crawl into a corner and cry. Yes. Okay, but you know what's happening under the covers? Incels are crawling into the corner and crying as well. We're not seeing them. MGTOW guys, a lot of them are doing that too. A lot of red pill guys. That's why there's so much rage. Okay, because some people, they express their disappointment in life, right, with anger, and some people cry. Okay, and some people do both, and some people put on a public persona, right? You want the formula for anger? Formula for anger is simple. If you have anger, I can tell you how to get rid of anger immediately in your life, because I can tell you exactly what the cause of anger is in all cases. I know it. All right. You are angry if you have expectations that are not met. And so you wonder why a lot of these incel guys and red pill guys or whatever, MGTOW guys, are so angry at women and enraged and violent. Is because they have an expectation. They expect that they should be able to get not even just this, okay, but this and this, sex and relationship, like you said. They're bitter and angry. You got it right. You understand it exactly. They have expectations. Now, what I said before about this, about how you get this, it's by not having expectations on people. By living freely, by putting the expectation on yourself only and not allowing other people to do it. We're not going to go too far down into that, but if you haven't subscribed already, go subscribe, go watch a bunch of my videos. I have tons of videos on these topics on telling you how to solve some of these problems in life, okay? These are, everyone struggles with these same things. This is like people deny these things, but deep down inside, everyone wants this. They want companionship and love. It's just a matter of how we achieve filling that hole and whether you can find the fulfillment within yourself. Okay. So, which brings me back to your thousands of women comment, because for me, that stands out as a red flag, and I'm sure it would to many FAs. Why? Because I've never been interested in sleeping with thousands, hundreds, or even dozens of women. Okay? Sex for me was never the goal. Finding a lifelong partner I could share my life was. I think that's why guys like myself stay clear from the pickup artist lifestyle, because that's not what we want or who we are. False. False. You need to change. And yes, you do need to change. Again, it's like I said, I'm not going to rehash the whole thing, but yeah, you might not be interested in sleeping with 1,000, 100, or even dozens of women. That's fine. But you have to be interested in having the possibility of that, to become valuable enough and desirable enough, and to, as a man, be able to accomplish such a feat. Now, it doesn't mean you have to do it. It just means that you have to have that mindset, that hunter mentality. Because remember, it's not all about you. Okay? Because just because sex for you isn't the goal, and finding a lifelong partner you could share your life with doesn't mean that's the goal for the women that you're meeting and encountering. Some of them want sex. Because guess what? If you could get this from a lot of different guys, like let's put yourself in the place of the woman, what would be valuable to you, right? Right now, you don't have companionship and love. And so you're from a scared, like this is what you want. You just want a relationship. You just want someone to love you and to love you for who you are and all this shit that's really never going to happen, right? And you need to let go of that, okay? It's fine. You know, this is something you need to accept, okay? But a lot of women, they can get this for sure, okay? From a lot of guys. There's tons of guys that will give it to them just freely, like you, okay? So if you could get that, would this become more important? And would a guy that knows how to do this become more important? A guy that is capable in this area, that is a little bit slick, that you see what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm not saying that they're just, that women are just looking for sex. I'm just saying that, like, the motivation is different. And you've got to be the guy that's capable of being this in order to get this, because it's a selection mechanism, right? If women have a lot of options, they're not going to give companionship and love to the needy guy in which doing that will fulfill him. They have their own motives, their own motivations. They have a lot of selection to choose from. What's going to make you worthy enough? What is going to make you attractive enough? It's going to be the kind of guy that goes out after what he wants, that isn't needy, that doesn't need a woman, that doesn't need these things. Now, some of the MGTOW guys have it the right way in saying that they're going to go their own way, but they're missing an important part of life, which is some of this. It's just, I think a lot of the FA guys, right, a lot of you guys, a lot of what you call blue pill guys, are thinking that all of life needs to be based around this, and this is where they'll center their life, and if they could just find something to fill that hole, they'd be okay. It's not true either. There's a balance. There is a place, right? So you have to become this guy. You have to become the guy that you don't necessarily have to be interested in sleeping with thousands, hundreds, even dozens of women. But you have to be the guy that's capable of that, at least at this dozens mark. It doesn't have to be the rest, but at least that. Because then you won't be needy. And you can't cure this neediness until you have optionality. Okay? And you're only going to have optionality by becoming good enough to have that optionality, to be discriminating. There's a lot of ways I could describe it, a lot of angles we could look at this. One way is this, is to say that if you don't have any experience with women, okay, if you don't have the ability to sleep with dozens of women, let's say, okay, let's be very blunt and honest here, then how are you discriminating? When you pick a woman, under what characteristics are you picking her? She hasn't earned you at all, okay? Because she just happens to be the only one that will give you the time of day, that will accept you, right? Maybe she's just barely hot enough and she just happens to be receptive to you, so there you go. You don't care really what her personality is. You don't really know her. You haven't been with other women to judge and evaluate against. She hasn't earned anything. So you're just giving it. That's not attractive. It never will be. How would you like to be that? Just is the woman that, I mean, maybe you in your case, like you would say, sure, that's fine. But would you like to be the guy that the woman just settled for? So here's the example, right, that I would give you. Would you rather have be a 10 to a woman that you consider a 7? Or would you rather be a 7 to a woman that you consider a 10? It's a question to think about, all right? Right, because that will kind of show you what might be going on here. All right, so think about that for a little bit. All right, let's, in fact, guys, vote down below. I want to hear the answer to this question. Would you rather be a 10 to a woman that you consider a 7, or a 7 to a woman that you consider a 10? I'm very curious to see what the ratio of that is. In fact, we'll put a poll. We'll put a poll up, okay? And you can vote on that, and I want to see the answer to that question. So yeah, so sex for me was never the goal. Finding a lifelong partner I could share my life was. I think that's why guys like myself stay clear from the pickup artist lifestyle, because that's not what we want or who we are. Again, like I said, it doesn't excuse you from developing those skills. You have to learn as a man how to go out there and get women, how to reproduce, okay? This is the biological, like a woman is going to select a man that is capable of going out there and replicating his genes. So you don't just get to have the love and companionship part. You have to prove yourself. You have to be a fucking warrior. You have to be a fucking lion. You're not a lion. You're being a fucking little baby cub, okay? You need to be a fucking lion. Then you can get all the other stuff will come to you when you can become a fucking lion, all right? Not only that, but it's not just to focus on women. When you become a fucking lion in your life, you will become way more successful. You will not only become more successful, you'll stop having this hole. Because you won't need external validation, because you'll know that you are the shit. You know, or you are the man that goes after what you want in life and gets it. Okay? That's a huge, huge thing. That is the Bulldog mindset. If I could describe it, that is it. That's what I want you to have. Because once you have that, all the other shit will come a lot easier to you. So you got to become this guy. It is not, there are some guys that are like this and some guys that are assholes. It is your imperative. It is what you are meant to do as a man on this fucking earth, is to become a fucking man. So become one. Stop fucking around and being a little child. Stop crying in the corner and waiting for someone to coddle you and for this love and companionship to come your way. If you want it, become a fucking warrior first. You have to go out and kill. You don't get to go to the cave and eat the meat and snuggle in the nice, warm, saber-toothed tiger blanket, okay? You got to go and fucking kill the elephant first. You got to go kill the woolly mammoth with your fucking spear, okay? The saber-toothed tiger. Go skin the fucker, okay? Then you got to bring home the meat, all right? And you got to be tough enough to do that and face those demons and face those fucking fears and risk your fucking life. And then you get rewarded with the sex, you get rewarded with the love, you get rewarded with the companionship. But realize that all of those things are fleeting, and you don't need them. Because I'll tell you something else. Once you become the guy that can fucking take the spear and can fucking go after the woolly mammoth and take his fucking ass down, you're going to have options. And when you have options, you're going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to need someone else. You're not going to need anyone else. Okay? You're going to be fine on your own. Everyone else in your life, women, companionship, love, all that shit will be an addition. It'll be great. You should have it. I welcome you to have it. Go ahead, get it as much as you want, but it'll be an addition. It won't be filling a fucking hole. Right now, you're trying to get it to fill a fucking hole, and it's never, ever going to work. Which brings me to the second point. You said I'm too much of a nice guy. I don't disagree. Okay, fine. In fact, I've often thought that's partly the problem. It is partly the problem. Yes. But the problem I have is what's the solution? Are you saying I need to change my entire personality, my morals, my belief, my core values, and how I treat people just to get laid, to stop being a nice person? You know, that's a start. I just described the answer to this, saying that you need to fucking kill the saber-toothed lion and the woolly mammoth with your fucking spear. And it's about being a fucking man. It's not about changing your morals. It is about changing your beliefs and core values. Your identity is more of it. Okay, but it's not about, I don't want you to turn into a guy that is a fucking asshole and uses people and manipulates people and treats them like garbage. Okay, and you're not in danger of that. All right, it's like when I talk to girls about lifting weights, and they're like, hey, you know, yeah, I don't want to lift heavy weights because I don't want to get all super muscly, and I'm like, you don't want to get all super muscly, yeah. Do you know how many guys are trying to get fucking super muscly that are in the gym 6 days a week, eating fucking 200 grams of protein a day, and they can't get super muscly? It's not gonna happen. You're not going to accidentally all of a sudden be like, oh, fuck, look at my 19-inch biceps or arms, okay? Not going to happen. Same thing's not going to happen here. You're not suddenly going to turn into the fucking biggest asshole in the world, okay, just by changing your identity a little bit, okay? You can stop being a nice guy, stop being a pushover, without being an absolute fucking asshole. In fact, you'll be the best kind of guy because you'll be the guy, okay, that is able to take charge, to be dominant, to not give a fuck what other people think, to have power, but use that power in the right way. We need more men like that in the world. See, the problem we have right now is that the quote good guys, they're fucking pussies. They're fucking pussies. They're nice guy pussies. The good guys are fucking pussies. So who's the real men that are standing up and stepping up? The fucking assholes. The jerks, the douchebags. I see them all the time walking on the fucking street. Okay? They fucking outnumber guys like me, okay, who are not complete fucking assholes, who use their fucking brain, but are not fucking pushovers. I'm not a nice guy. I'm not going to be fucking nice to you. I'm not going to tell you shit that is going to make you happy. I'm not going to try and please you. But you know what? I will be civil with you. I will level with you. I will rationalize with you. I will give you a fucking hug instead of throwing a fist in your face as my first attempt. I will give you the olive branch first. Now, if you fuck with me past that, I will knock your fucking ass out. Okay? That's me. Okay? There needs to be more guys that adopt that mentality. Again, what I call the Bulldog Mindset. That's why I created this channel. That's why I created this movement. I'm a fucking millionaire. I don't need this shit. Okay? I'm not here trying to make fucking YouTube videos to make a buck. Okay? I'm building a business, yeah. But I have millions of dollars. Okay? I could live on the fucking beach. I live on the fucking beach right now. Okay? I don't need to fucking work every day. I don't need to make fucking videos. I don't need to prove any shit. Okay? I can get whatever I want in life. Okay? But what I'm trying to do is trying to help you guys to become... I'm building a fucking army. Okay? You want to be in my fucking army? Okay? You want to stop being a fucking nice guy, stop being a pushover. You want to get what you want out of life. You want to get women. You want to get... I don't care what your fucking goal is. You want to get laid? You can get laid. You want to get your love and companionship? I'll show you how you don't need it, and then you'll fucking get it. But it's going to start with stopping this idea of being a fucking nice guy and thinking you're throwing your morals and values out the window. They're incorrect. Your belief system is not correct. It's not serving you. It's not serving humanity. It biologically, from an evolutionary biology standpoint, does not make fucking sense. If you die alone and do not spread your genes, what fucking good is that on society? You are a dead end branch. that ideology will die with you. You can go on white knighting and thinking you're a good guy because you're chivalrous and because you don't push yourself on women and you aren't like that and you don't have sexual thoughts on your mind. It's not fucking true. What it is that you're masking all this shit because you have deep insecurities. If you were actually yourself, if you're actually free, if you didn't have these validation issues and this feeling of low self-worth, if you could find that within yourself, you'd be a fucking sexual beast, okay? You would be going after these other needs. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to sleep with 1,000 women. Again, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have to become a fucking man, okay? And if you can transition from nice guy to a man, okay, to an actual fucking bulldog, you're not going to suddenly become a fucking asshole and a jerk. You're going to become the kind of man that we need more of in society, okay? That's what you're going to become, because you're going to have temperance, because you're going to have the philosophical underpinnings of a rational thinker, okay? That's why this is important for you to grasp and understand this. I'm building a fucking army. I need you in my fucking army. The world needs you in this fucking army, because who is going to stand up against the bad guys? It's not going to be fucking pussies. It's not going to be fucking nice guys, okay? It's going to be guys like you who step up, who decide that they're going to stop being fucking pussies. They're going to put away their childish beliefs. They're going to face their fears. They're going to face the fucking battle. They're going to grab the spear and they're going to fucking go after the woolly mammoth, whether they die or not, because they want to die as men, not just as fucking pussies alone crying in the corner under their desk. If you and other lifestyle coaches are telling me that I need to be edgier, or whatever it is that you believe I need to do to attract women, not only does that feel unnatural about who I really am, it also sounds like I'm going to have to pretend to be someone I'm not. Is that not correct? It is not correct. And I'll tell you why. Because you have the killer instinct within you. You are a fucking man. You come from a long line of genetically superior men who have succeeded in reproducing, while most men on this planet have died out not doing so. Therefore, it is genetically within you. It is your imperative. It is not unnatural. It only seems unnatural to you because you've been living your life as a fucking pussy for so long. And now I'm telling you to wake the fuck up. Step up. Be a man. It's not going to change you. It feels unnatural, and it should be. It's because it's outside of your comfort zone. It is who you really are. I want you to step into who you really are. And once you see it, and once you see the power in it, and once you see that you're capable of it, you will embrace it. Okay? Again, it doesn't mean that you're going to become an asshole. It just means that you're going to become capable. Okay? You don't have to pretend to be that you're someone you're not. You have to move out of your comfort zone. Here's the thing. The thing is this. What I've discovered in life. And you can look at my old videos and you can see my transformation of myself over time, okay? What I found was a lot of people say, oh, just be true to yourself. Don't fake it to make it. Don't fake it and be someone you're not. Don't try and be someone you're not. Bull fucking shit, okay? Because the thing is, you are way different. That person that you're tempted to pretend to be, that's actually who you are. And there's this layer of bullshit surrounding you, this societal pressures, this level of fear, this level of, am I worthy? Am I worthy enough? Does anyone love me? Okay? Am I capable? Am I good enough? All of this shit is stopping you from actually becoming who you are. So you need to fight that. You need to break out of that shell. And the only way you're going to do that is to move into this very, very uncomfortable zone where it feels like you're faking it. It feels like it's unnatural. It feels like this isn't really you, man. It feels like you're pretending to be someone you're not. But in actuality, you are. Have you ever seen Lambert? Lambert, the sheepish lion? Look that shit up. Okay? It's about this lion cub that was raised by sheep, and he thinks he's a fucking sheep until he sees the actual the lions, and then he realizes that he's a fucking lion. And that's what you are. You're a fucking lion. You just think you're a sheep. You're a lion. If that's the case, then what happens if I do take on this new persona and I attract someone I'm going to have to keep this charade up for the rest of my life in order to stay with this person, or do I let my guard down or reveal who I truly am, which is the nice guy, only having it lead to being dumped because I only pretend to be someone I wasn't? I love this. This is a good question. Okay, let me tell you the answer to this. It's simple. Your identity must change. It won't be a charade. It won't be pretending. I want you to make a deep identity change and actually be the guy that can go and fucking hunt the woolly mammoth, not the guy that hides in the fucking cave. And when you become that guy and you slay that mammoth with your fucking spear, you will never go back. It will be impossible for you. Your eyes will be woken up. They will be opened. You'll be woken. Okay? So you will change. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't go back to having nice guy tendencies, okay? You can, and you can fuck it up, and there's so many guys that figure some of this shit out, and then they get into relationships, and they fuck it up because they become a fucking pussy, because they're going to do what I'm going to caution you against doing, okay? You're never going to be this nice, let your guard down, and be this super nice guy, okay? Even in a relationship that you're in with a woman, you're still going to have to be the fucking guy that hunts the woolly mammoth. You're going to have to be strong. I talked about this in the other video, but you're never going to have a shoulder to cry on. Okay? If that upsets you, let it. It's fine. You're always going to have to be strong. That's your role. Okay? That is the thing that you are providing and bringing. And you can be strong. But see, this is why when I started this video, when I talked about the first part of this is why I said that is so critical for you to develop that self-efficacy, self-esteem, okay? The self-image that is required for you, that will make you strong enough to not need that love and companionship that you think that you need, to not be lonely, to be self-sufficient on your own, that stoic mindset, that stoic philosophy. That's why it's so critical. Is because once you have that and you feel that all you need is within you now, and you understand and believe and you are that mantra, then you won't revert back. You won't be looking for a shoulder to cry on. You won't need to reveal your quote true self and be all emotional like a little bitch. Okay? You're not a woman. You are a man. You've been trained by society. You've been told to be a woman, to be a fucking sheep. A man, it's not that a man doesn't have emotion or that he never cries. It's that he has mastery over that emotion. It's that he is strong in the face of adversity and in the face of things that hurt him and tear him down, because he knows that other people are depending on his strength. And that is his value in society, and in his value not just in society but in that relationship. Is that when all this shit is happening and all those storms are blowing, that he's there and he's steady. His hand is steady at the fucking wheel. And that's what you have to become. Okay? And that's your role. That's your lot. And yeah, maybe, some harsh things will happen. And I'm not saying you're not ever going to have a moment of tenderness. I'm not saying you can't ever be true and share your feelings and share your love. But you can never be weak. Vulnerable, yes. Weak, no. You don't get permission. You don't get to be off duty. You are always with your guard up, with your fists ready to fight. Because that's what you are. You're a defender. You're a protector of the weak. You are the strong one. And that's what you're called to do. And it's a great privilege to be that. This is not the way I want to live my life, nor would I want to attract a woman who would like that kind of personality trait in the first place. All women like that kind of personality trait. You don't understand what it is. When you step into that role, you will. And when you do, you will see why you could be nothing other than that, and why you would never accept a woman that did not want that trait. That is the value. You are masculine, she is feminine. That polarity exists because of that difference. Just like you want the softness in the woman, the exact traits that you are seeking out in the woman, she is seeking out the opposite in you. You're assuming that you want a woman that's looking for another woman. Okay, that is going to give you that love and compassion and that softness that you are seeking from her. That's not what she wants. She wants the hardness. She wants the man. She wants the fucking lion. Okay? She wants you to bite her and fucking pull her hair and slap her fucking ass. That's what she wants. She wants a man. She wants a lion. Okay? So when you say that you want a woman that wouldn't like that kind of personality, you're wrong. You don't understand it. You haven't really experienced the full femininity that is available because you haven't seen it. And when you do, you will understand, and you would want nothing else than that. So first become the man, and then you will see this. Okay, that's the best way I can describe this to you. When it comes to the nice guy thing, isn't this more than just a personality problem? Not just with me, but with society as a whole. Like I said to you in my original email, I was brought up with the belief that treating women with respect, honesty, kindness as human beings and not pieces of meat was the way to a woman's heart. Okay. Women have been themselves have been preaching this for the last 50 plus years, that men need to be more open, more emotional and caring, soft and sweet. Let me just address this. This is fucking bullshit. Okay? Yeah, you've been taught this. So yeah, this is a fucked up problem with society as a whole. Is that you've been taught this bullshit. This is not true. What was like the #1 best-selling New York Times best-selling book, for such a long time? I talk about this all the time on this channel. 50 Shades of Grey. Have you read that? Read 50 Shades of Grey, okay? It's actually kind of mild, all right? That's what women want. That's why it was a New York Times bestseller, okay? There's a reason for this. It's not fucked up. It's not depraved. It's biological instinct, okay? Now, with that said, does this mean that you cannot treat women with respect, with honesty and kindness and as human beings, and not always like pieces of meat? Yeah, of course. You can be respectful. You can be honest. You can be kind. In fact, you should be, and you should treat women as human beings. Now, the question of objectifying and treating them like pieces of meat, in general, they do not want to be, but in the bedroom, they certainly do. One of the biggest attraction points for a woman that will light her fires up is to be desired by men. That's why women have prostitution fantasies and rape fantasies and fantasies like that, where a man is so overwhelmingly desiring of them that he cannot control himself. It doesn't mean that you should be a fucking rapist. Don't misinterpret this. But what it means is that that is what women want. And that is objectification. They want to be seen by their correct man, by the right man, okay, that they have attraction for as a sex object at a certain time, okay? Now, that's not a popular thing. A lot of women will comment and say, fuck, that's bullshit. It's not bullshit. It's true, okay? Women will test. They'll push back. They'll say all these things, right? You say that, women themselves have been preaching this for the last 50 plus years, that men need to be more open, more emotional and caring, soft and sweet. Bull fucking shit. Look at the guys that women are with. Are they acting like that? Are they acting more emotional and caring and soft and sweet? Now, does it mean that you can't be soft and sweet? No, but it has to be fucking earned. Okay? If you just treat all women like you're just giving out your fucking candy, okay? Because you're going to give them all validation, and you're going to just you're going to give them all your respect, whether they've earned it or not, and just be super kind and buy them gifts and buy them dinners and buy them flowers, even though they haven't earned that shit. And what I mean by earn it is that they haven't demonstrated any kind of real character virtues or loyalty to you or anything that gains your approval that would make them deserving of that, okay? If you're just going to do that, it cheapens it. It's not worthy. It's not worth anything. And that's the problem with being the nice guy, is you're just giving that shit out for free, okay? As a not, quote, nice guy, I'm probably one of the kindest people that you will meet. I do a lot of things to help people. I give away 10% of the money that I make to orphans in India. Okay, I'm not gonna I don't need to brag myself, but I will help. I help a lot of people. A lot of my mission in life is to help people. Okay, but I'm not a nice guy. I don't give that away just for free for anyone. Like, people have to earn that. They have to earn my respect. But if you're my friend, if you've earned my respect, I will do things for you that most people won't, okay? Because I'm capable of that, okay? I care about people deeply, okay? I care about people that are in my life deeply, okay? But I'm also willing to let them go. And if they're not willing to meet the standards that I have for them in my life, I'm willing to show them the fucking door, Okay, I'm not going to be walked on. I'm not going to be trampled on. Okay, this is the difference. It doesn't make a person an asshole, but someone who is an asshole also has those traits. They're not going to be trampled on. They're not going to let people fuck with them because they're an asshole. You have to find the way to go from the nice guy to being this, okay? And again, like I said, it doesn't mean you can't have these traits. It's just that you're giving these out too early and too easy. And these things are not the way to a woman's heart. After you have a woman's heart, doing these things will be meaningful and be impactful and will deepen that. The way for a woman to become attracted to you is to be the opposite of what you're attracted to in a woman. She's soft and feminine. You're looking for these traits are very attractive to you as a man. Okay? They're still universally attractive, but women are looking for the warrior. Be the warrior first. Like, here's the thing. Imagine this. The warrior, the person who is capable of great things, of power, who has power, who can kill the fucking saber-toothed tiger and the woolly mammoth, all right? But also has this. How good is that? How valuable are these things coming from that guy? How worthless is respect, honesty, kindness, and all this shit coming from the guy that's hiding in the cave that's afraid of the fucking lion? It's worthless. It doesn't matter. It's beta. It's weak. Coming from the alpha man, these things are highly treasured traits. They're rare. Do you understand? Does that make sense? Okay. And now we're living in an era where those values have been taught to young men by their mothers and grandmothers, sisters and female friends, and look where it's gotten us. One last thing I'll say about this. This is a fucking test. Okay? Guess what trick the alpha male who does whatever the fuck he wants does not fall for. He doesn't fall for the trick of women and the feminist movement telling these lies. He doesn't fall because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. He's like, fuck, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. I don't care. I don't care if you're telling me this shit. Okay? So it's to some degree it's a test, right? And to some degree, you know, the women that are telling you this, they believe this, but it's not true. Always look at people's behaviors, never look at what they say. Look at what they do and how they act. Look at behaviors. If you look at behavior patterns, you will see that even though you're being taught this, it is not true. For what you're saying as a lifestyle coach, that both myself and men in general need to be edgier, which just means that women don't really want those things after all. The caring nice guy that they've been lying to us for the last decade and really want the standard alpha macho male. True. I mean, this is a generalization, but it's generally true. This is what I've basically been saying. Okay? And it doesn't mean that they don't want those things. They want those things from the alpha macho male. Read some romance novels. See what they're all the same. Okay? There's a dude. He's the alpha macho male. He initially rejects the woman. They get into some kind of argument or fight, right? He's basically showing his disapproval towards her. He's not being super nice to her. He doesn't show up buying her flowers. Okay? He decides that she's a good match for him, and she's worthy, and she wins him over to some degree by some of her qualities, by showing some tenderness, some femininity. Then he gives her these things after she's earned them, and now she falls in love with him. This is how it goes. It never goes with him giving her these things from the start. He's the edgier guy. Okay, he's the alpha male guy from the beginning. Not sure if he likes this girl. He's not just giving her his approval. He has options. But when she earns his approval, then he makes her his one and only, second only to his purpose in life, which he never gives up, and showers her with all of these other things and adores her and worships her as a feminine goddess. You understand what I'm saying? Then he gives her those things. But he doesn't expect any of that back, ever. She gives it to him, obviously. But he doesn't expect it. He doesn't need it. Because he's self-empowered. All I can say is that after 40 years of being alone and single, I'm sure I can spend another 40 or more in the same state. Sure. Okay, fine. You can. The last girl just took the last little bit of hope I had left out of me. Nah, she should have reinvigorated you, man. It's time to wake up and be the fucking lion. I wasn't exaggerating when I said she's in love with the gay guy. That's completely accurate. I believe it. It's true. It could have been you. He's even had to tell her on several occasions he's not her boyfriend. That is what I'm up against. This is who I have to compete with. Don't get me wrong, he's a nice guy, but for God's sake, my competition is now gay dudes. Gay dudes are good competition. They're kind of sneaky. They can sneak right the fuck in there, okay? And they're not afraid, okay? It seems really weird, right? But they're not afraid. They will go in there and they get physical right from the beginning, and they're kind of sneaking under the radar, but they don't have these, like, they're not looking for that love and companionship, okay? They can actually sneak in there, and women like that. They like the fact that he's not needy, okay? He's independent, even though he's gay, okay? Even though it's very non-masculine, you would think. There's a lot of gay guys that are actually pretty masculine in some areas and some respects, okay? I'm at the end of my rope. I'm bitter, disappointed, heartbroken, and just burnt out. I've gotten to a place where the idea of relationship has started to disgust me. The idea of a relationship. What's the point in trying at my age when I've got the kind of baggage that I would bring to the table? You can let go of this shit, man. I know plenty of people that have. I'm too old, broken, too much trouble for what it's worth. And what kind of women close to my age range are even available? I'm not interested in dating some immature 25-year-old woman just because she's hot, nor am I interested in some 40-year-old mother who's been twice divorced with 3 kids. Man, you can't be super discriminating here, like, on these things. First of all, maybe some girl that is 25 to 30 who's somewhat mature is probably going to be your best option, honestly, at this point. She's going to be more attractive, and she's probably going to be mature enough that she's going to appreciate the things that you bring to the table, okay? Being an experienced and hopefully grounded man, right? And you can do this, right? Once you make the switch over, I believe it will happen rapidly because you have a lot of life experience, and you kind of know who you are as a person, right? Even though you might have some of these identities and belief systems confused, once you adopt the new one, it will fit into what you've already developed as a man. Okay, and you can't be this discriminating, right? I mean, you don't know. Like have options first, and then you can decide. Once you have options, you will. There's so many out there that you will find something that you like. There's plenty of quote soulmates available to you. I feel I've missed my opportunity with the kind of lady I was looking for. If there were actually good ones, they've been snatched up long ago. Every single one of them is a good one. This is an unpopular opinion, but I'll tell you. Now, there's different qualities that you would evaluate on and certain things that you want to work through. But you know what? Like, you could fall in love with just about anyone. All right. Now, I know that is somewhat of an exaggeration, but what I'm saying is that stop this notion of all the good ones were snatched up. There's so much possibility out there in the world that it's a ridiculous notion. You should never think like that. Okay, I just want you to forget that idea. That idea is a ridiculous idea. Okay. No, I would rather put what remaining energy I have left into my life and other things, just forget out women altogether. That's fine. If you make that choice, that's fine. Okay, but make that choice not out of ignorance. At least take into account what I'm telling you and realize that you are giving up. And that it is not society's fault, it's not women's fault, it's no one's fault but your own, and that your core value system, maybe you've been taught it, it's wrong, okay? But it's your responsibility in life to find out what the truth is, and you haven't done that, and that's fine. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that accept responsibility for that. And if you do, and you still make this choice, that's fine. But if you make this choice out of anger, bitterness, out of hopelessness, out of believing that some way that you were wronged, or that society has fucked with you, or that this is unfair and it's undeserved, then you're wrong, and you will regret it for the rest of your life. So make the choice out of wisdom and vision rather than out of ignorance. I appreciate your offer to help me, but I'm just done. I guess I just wanted to respond to your black pill analysis video. And don't get me wrong, that guy who spoke of black pill coach using fake photos for his dating profile, that's just creepy and downright idiotic. I agree. And it's funny because I think the black pill guy, I would probably get along with him in real life. He seems like a really philosophical and smart dude, but that's certainly a lapse of judgment. But it's just a lack of understanding. I've never done anything like that, nor would I. Guys like that are what's giving lonely men like myself a bad rap, and where the general population think all incels and FAs are some sort of violent maniacs. Yeah, it's true. So stop. Like these, you're not going to stop them. That's going to be a majority of that crowd. And it's frustration. It's anger. Okay, and like I said, expectations not met is anger. I'd also like you just to look up the YouTuber named Monday FA Monday. He's a 42-year-old FA and has been putting out videos on the topic of people like myself, men who just can't seem to figure why they're having problems with finding someone. Unlike the black pill YouTuber, Monday is very level-headed, very smart, and has some experiences with dating and relationships, but still suffers with not being able to find anyone. Take a look at some of his videos, maybe even reach out to the guy. He and I have actually spoken one-on-one a few times. I know I'd like to see someone like yourself and him do a video conference where he's been studying the social science of what might be happening to incels and FAs, why they're who they are, and what they might be able to do about it. I think it would be very eye-opening for a lifestyle coach and an FA to talk publicly, and I'm sure there would be some great insight from both sides. Okay, I'll take a look, and yeah, I'd like to see what he has to say. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. All the best. I mean, there's some long diatribes in here, but, you know, if I had to sum this up, it's basically this. Like, your beliefs. So read The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi. I had him on the YouTube channel. We'll put a link here. Or, you know, read his book. The interview is good as well, but you need to understand what he says in Rational Male, okay? Because you need to face the truth of reality, right? Because a lot of you are still holding on to this nice guy belief that is going to work and that's attractive and that these value systems are good, and while other people that reject them are wrong. It's not true. But I don't want you to go so far the other way that you become one of these MGTOW assholes that just dehumanizes people that disagree with them. Not good either. Instead, just see the reality. And like I said, step into your manhood, become a man, right? Become the hunter, and realize that this is the value that you have in society. As you do this and you go on this path of personal development and fulfillment and find that self-efficacy that I talked about so much in this video, you will find that you will fill those holes, okay? And it doesn't mean your life will always be happy. It doesn't mean you'll never be lonely. But it means that you'll be able to handle it and to deal with it and not feel like something's missing. And because of that, you will also find the very things that you're looking for. And the secret to it, just like many things in life, is when you chase the thing, you lose it. But when you hold on to things loosely, you gain them.